Paul surveyed the members of the council with a steady gaze, and then he said his piece. My friends, I've lived with a clear conscience before God all my life, up to this very moment. Well, that set the chief priest Ananias off. He ordered his aides to slap Paul in the face. And Paul shot back, God will slap you down. What a fake you are. You sit there and judge me by the law and then break the law by ordering me slapped around? The aides were scandalized. How dare you talk to God's chief priest like that? Paul acted surprised. How was I to know he was chief priest? He doesn't act like a chief priest. You're right, the scripture does say, don't speak abusively to a ruler of the people. Sorry. Paul, knowing some of the council was made up of Sadducees and the others of Pharisees, and how they hated each other, decided to exploit their antagonism. Friends, I am a stalwart Pharisee from a long line of Pharisees. It's because of my Pharisee convictions, the hope and resurrection of the dead, that I've been hauled into this court. Well, the moment he said this, the council split right down the middle, Pharisees and Sadducees going at each other in heated argument. Sadducees have nothing to do with a resurrection or angels or even a spirit. If they can't see it, they don't believe it. Pharisees believe it all. And so a huge and noisy quarrel broke out. And then some of the religion scholars on the Pharisees' side shouted down the others, we don't find anything wrong with this man. And what if a spirit has spoken to him, or maybe an angel? What if it turns out that we're fighting against God? Well, that was fuel on the fire. The quarrel flamed up and became so violent that the captain was afraid they would tear Paul apart, limb from limb. He ordered the soldiers to get him out of there and escort him back to the safety of the barracks. Well, that night, the master appeared to Paul. It's going to be all right. Everything is going to turn out for the best. You've been a good witness for me here in Jerusalem. Now, you're going to be my witness in Rome. Well, the next day, the Jews worked up a plot against Paul. They took a solemn oath that they would neither eat nor drink until they had killed him. Over 40 of them were ritually bound to this murder pact and presented themselves to the high priests and religious leaders. We've bound ourselves by a solemn oath to eat nothing until we have killed Paul. But we need your help. Send a request from the council to the captain to bring Paul back so that you can investigate the charges in more detail. We'll do the rest. Before he gets anywhere near you, we'll have killed him. You won't be involved. Well, Paul's nephew, his sister's son, overheard them plotting the ambush. And he went immediately to the barracks and told Paul. Paul called over one of the centurions and said, "Take this young man to the captain. He has something important to tell him." The centurion brought him back to the captain and said, "The prisoner Paul asked me to bring this young man to you. He said he has something urgent to tell you." The captain took him by the arm and led him aside privately. "What is it? What do you have to tell me?" Paul's nephew said, "The Jews have worked up a plot against Paul. They're going to ask you to bring Paul to the council first thing in the morning on the pretext that they want to investigate the charges against him in more detail. But it's a trick to get him out of your safekeeping so they can murder him. Right now, there are more than 40 men lying in ambush for him. They've all taken a vow to neither eat nor drink until they've killed him. The ambush is set. All they're waiting for is for you to send him over." Well, the captain dismissed the nephew with a warning. "Don't breathe a word of this, not a word to a soul."